Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Wednesday, October 1st. Happy October. This month, Celtics basketball will be back, regular season and preseason and everything. And we're here to talk about training camp and everything going on right now. Training camp started yesterday. So we're here. How you doing, Sam?
Doing great, especially with that news. Didn't even realize how close we were to just not talking about nothing. And we're kind of not talking about nothing anymore as it is.
Yeah.
We've had, now as you're hearing this, 2 days of practice. So Jack and I are kind of going to go through and talk about who we think may be like the most surprising guy to make their way into the rotation this year, or who can take a leap, or I don't know. There's a lot of unproven guys on the Celtics roster, and it's worth talking about because that's going to be one of the bigger storylines this season. Certain one of those individuals may really surprise you, as some of the developments that have come out of training camp. We'll go through emails. We'll go around the NBA and talk about a few different things, and then we'll do the rat list and get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a fun
Indeed.
show. Stick around through all of it. We are here every day with new content.
I will say,
pods Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
I will say, as a heads up, we are recording this at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, or Wednesday. So if anything insane happened at Wednesday's practice, you will hear about it tomorrow, just as a heads up. Also, shout out the Red Sox. You mentioned that I had to mention at the start. Did you watch the game fully last night? Yeah, I got mine too. I'll put it on over my headphones.
I went to my parents' house. You still got the sticker on. I went to my parents' house and I watched the game. It was fun. I mean, that was the best. If you said, Sam, pick how you want the game to play out, that would be how I do it. Like, when I come on the show and I'm like, I think playoff baseball is peak sports, that's what I mean. Like, two pitchers pitching excellent. The hitters really can't do anything. And every single at bat, every pitch feels like it can change the game. Like, that is why playoff baseball is awesome. And I'm so happy we got an incredible game in the Bronx to start it. And I'm happy the Red Sox won.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Garrett Crochet was electric. He was insane.
He's the man.
You couldn't have asked for a better outing from him. Oh my God. Then Yoshida coming in first pitch and the pinch hit, getting on base, or Sogard getting to second on a routine single because Aaron Judge has the arm of a baby. It was perfect. It was perfect. And then the Yankees pitching an incredible game with Max Fried for the entire night. Send in the fucking bum Luke Weaver for one inning.
Couldn't even get an out.
He blows the whole thing. It was beautiful, man. And
there was a point in that where when Luke Weaver was in, then we could talk about Chapman. Sorry if you guys are like pissed about this. I don't know. It was just a fun game.
We're amped up.
But the funny thing about Luke Weaver is they took a mound visit after his second batter, and now in Major League Baseball, if you haven't paid attention for a while, like, you have to face three batters when you come into the game, or like get to the end of an inning and then they can change the pitcher again. They don't want you changing just to have a righty come in to face a righty and lefty come in to face the lefty. Like, you're going to have to face a few guys. I literally said to my dad, I was like, should they just walk? I think, I forget who was the next batter. It might have been Masataka. I don't remember. And then just, the bases are going to be loaded anyways. Like, you can at least change the pitcher and hope to get out of there, because he was clearly rattled. And, lo and behold, 2 RBI single was lovely.
Yeah.
Chapman
was great.
Chapman did like a heat check to see how well he could save the game. Like, he said, playoff baseball isn't enough for me. I need no room for error. And he loaded the bases in the bottom of the ninth.
He threw, like, I'm pretty sure this is correct. He didn't throw a single triple-digit pitch before Bailey went out to like check on him with the mound visit, and then he just threw heater, and just got out in 3 batters, and the Yankees left 3 guys stranded with no outs.
There was a lot of talk about his sweat, like,
yeah,
if that's like part of his, I don't know. Baseball is a very superstitious game, and maybe he has to be sweating to really feel like he's dialed in to throw gas. I don't know. But once he started sweating again, nobody got any hits.
It was sick. I'm going to watch game 2 tonight with my buddies at a place by me. We're amped up. It was a fun night here. So shout out the Sox. I don't like wearing hats, but I'll have it there in spirit. Okay, let's talk about the Celtics now, because that's what you guys are here for. We're going to talk about what Celtics people should be watching out for that they aren't necessarily thinking about. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is going to have a big season, right? This is an important year for him. He's going to have more opportunities. Same thing with Derek White. Same thing with Peyton Pritchard. Same thing with Anthony Simons, right? Like you're coming to an opportunity on an expiring contract. Like you're going to need to perform. But what guys do you think people aren't looking out for? We can give a couple each. I'll let you go first.
I mean, I think it's a little less about like that they aren't looking out for, but just like there feels like there are maybe one or two rotation spots just up for grabs, and like who it feels most likely will get them is really one of those questions. I guess if we want to start with like people that are kind of being overlooked, it does feel like we haven't talked a lot about Luka Garza. I mean, going into the season, it feels like he's going to be the second string center. Maybe he's not, based on some of the things we've heard about Xavier Tillman, which we'll talk about. But it makes sense for him to be somebody that comes in, shows you a little bit of a different look, is willing to shoot the three ball. He's got good size. Like he is a big guy. He's got some muscles on him and really hasn't gotten a ton of opportunity to prove himself. Like one thing Brad Stevens mentioned earlier in the summer when they first signed him is he is a stats darling, and he is like his per 36 stats, which you have to take with a grain of salt because they're calculated literally by just multiplying the amount of minutes in all of the stats that were accumulated during those minutes until you get to 36 minutes. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot, but he does put up pretty good numbers for the amount of time he actually plays. So I wouldn't be super surprised if he's at least an intriguing bench piece that they look to keep going forward. Like that's one thing that they're going to need to find by the time the next time they build a championship level roster, which could be as soon as next year, is essentially somebody to replace Cornette as the bench guy. And like maybe it's Nemi. Maybe they find somebody to come in and be like more of a cemented starter, and Nemi gets the bench minutes after proving that he can survive in longer minutes. But I think Garza has like a real chance to at least earn playing time.
I think Garza has a chance to be good. I do worry about his defense and his mobility. He's just not the quickest guy. He can draw charges. Like maybe he can find that little niche, sort of like Blake Griffin did in the 1 year he played in Boston. I don't know how real the 3-point shot is either. Like, but he's a very talented and a very smart offensive player. And so I think that's a fine place to start based on the other bigs you have on the roster. And so I am excited to see what that could look like. I'm gonna take Xavier Tillman just because he's my guy. I feel like I have to. I feel like if Xavier Tillman comes up, I have to talk about him. I know you put him on the sheet. Xavier Tillman has been talking about stuff during training camp. People have been talking about it. He lost 12 pounds this summer. Says his knee's feeling a lot better. Said there were times last year where his knee would swell up like a baseball, which not very good. And said his 3-point shooting is something he worked on tirelessly during the summer. Said he just repped out 3-point shots to an absurd degree at practice yesterday. I'm very excited to see what he could bring. Because listen, do I think Xavier Tillman is going to come back this year and just be like incredible? Probably not. It's probably going to be some balance of he's going to have to ramp back up. He's going to have to earn his spot back. Like there's going to be time. If Xavier Tillman can be anywhere close to the player that the Celtics got in the finals and that the Grizzlies got, that's like actually a game changer for the Celtics. Like he is, but before he got to Boston and when he was playing the finals, he was like an incredible defender. Like one of the better defenders in the NBA level player. Like he was guarding Anthony Davis a few years ago in the playoffs for the Lakers. He guarded Luka in the finals for stretches. Like he is an incredible tool to use. And in the preseason last year, he was shooting like 60% from three on like decent volume. Like if he can reach the ceiling, which again, I don't think he will, but if there is a chance that he could get back to that point, it could really change the scope of what the Celtics could look to accomplish this season. So he is like one of the biggest floor to ceiling swing pieces, I think, on this roster going into the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that evaluation is very fair. Floor to ceiling, there's a lot of room. He could be the Xavier Tillman of last year who couldn't stay on the floor, looked very sluggish when he was on the floor, was very ineffective. And you pointed it out, like first of all, when the Celtics traded for him, the discussion on this show, the discussion around the rest of the media circuit was this is somebody who can defend good high-level big men at a high level in the playoffs. Everybody was pointing out the job he did on Anthony Davis during the first round series between Memphis and LA a couple seasons ago. And it was pretty impressive. Like, he did a good job holding his own as somebody who is not he's not like a huge guy. He's only like 6'7", 6'8". Maybe I'm very wrong on that, but he does not seem very big compared to other bigs on the roster. If they're able to get that out of him, then they fill something that they do not have. We talked about, I think we got an email talking about like the Embiids, the Giannis's, all of those sorts of guys. Like, they don't have anybody for them. And is Tillman the Embiid stopper? No. Is he your best option if he's healthy? Maybe. Like, that's the sort of thing that you have to kind of bank on this year, where you don't have many other options. Like, if he's healthy and he can shoot threes for you, then that opens the door for him to be effective on both sides of the ball. And you need all of the help you can get. Like, this is throw something and hope it sticks. And Tillman might be a little sticky.
Might be a little sticky is fun. I like that a lot. Yeah, he is 6'7" for what it's worth. So he is certainly on the smaller side. But I mean, I stand on what I said. He was one of the better defenders in the NBA before his knees turned into gelatin. And hopefully, for his sake and for the Celtics' sake, he can get back to a point where he's able to play decent minutes. Before we do continue, I need to tell you guys about PrizePicks. Make sure to check it out this football season. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. We make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid, so don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. The Patriots have a big game this weekend. They've got the Bills a week after they destroyed the Panthers. And so if you're looking for the same Drake May success, you might have a little bit more difficulty this week, but don't worry. Please, you can still go and check it out. Drake May touchdowns, take the more on that. We do the PrizePicks every single pregame show during the Celtics season. We take the more on stuff like Derek White blocks, Jaylen Brown points, and we take the less on opposing player points and stats as such. You can have fun on PrizePicks. It's simple to play. You just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you could cash in. It's the best place to win cash while watching sports. You can join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Okay. We can continue here. Who is your second player, if you had to pick?
If I had to pick, I'm torn between like one of the returning guys and Josh Minot. I think I'm going to go with Shireman just because I think his game has the most to offer in a category that the Celtics don't have. They don't have a lot of guys with size that can handle the ball in the same way that Shireman can. Told me at media day that he hopes that defense is the thing that separates him this year versus last year, which is a good place to go. I mean, everybody can say that. It's a question of whether or not that'll actually translate to the court. Like, is he going to be noticeably more impactful on defense? Maybe. Like, there's a fair chance that he could be. I think some of that comes along with having been around the league for a year now, having the experience of guarding guys, experience of practice, playing against Tatum, playing against Brown. Like, that can't be easy. And you're going to naturally get better at defense by having reps against those guys. And I think if he does become a serviceable defender, then there's a real pathway for him to have minutes on a good team. Like, his skill set is unique. He's a good ball handler, smart passer, has a really interesting bag, as they say, in terms of moves. Shot could be a little bit more consistent. That's another thing. But I think he's just an interesting guy going into this year.
I agree. Those are my next two. So you kind of just hit the nail on the head, and I'll just take whoever you didn't take. So I'll take mine out. But I'm very high on Shireman going into this season. Listen, man, like, he didn't shoot that well at Summer League, and I think that's inevitably going to get blown out of proportion to a degree. He's just a really good all-around player. Like, I don't think he's ever going to turn into this incredible, like, I don't think he's going to blossom into what Peyton Pritchard is necessarily. He can handle the ball. He's a big body. You saw him at media day. He definitely worked on his body a lot, put on some muscle. Like, you could tell that he went to work in the summer. He can shoot the ball. Like, he was cold, but he is as confident as they come shooting the ball. And he proved that he can shoot at a decent clip at the end of last season. He's an elite passer. We've seen that at this point. If he can just improve his defense, like, the Celtics have a perfectly fine eighth man, which is the role he's going to play. You look at this, projected starting five, like Pritchard, White, Brown, Hauser, Boucher, and even if you want to replace one of them with Simons, and Kata should start and Boucher, whatever. That's the top 7. So you need Shireman or somebody to step up as an 8th man, and I think he's perfectly suited to play that role. So I like Shireman a lot for that. And then I'm intrigued by Josh Minot, man. Like he was very fun to talk to at media day. I made a whole TikTok about how he could play this help over style of defense, but he mentioned that working with the Celtics coaching staff, he's learning a lot about defense. He's learning a lot about other things. Like it's very interesting to hear the way he speaks about how the Celtics are coaching him, because I do think there is a role that he can play on offense and defense. And offense, as a cutter, as an offensive rebounder, as a guy who's just sort of like creating havoc, kind of like what O'Shea Brissett did. And on defense, like playing that free safety role could help replace some of the defensive schemes that they lost with Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford and Robert Williams a couple years ago. And obviously you have Boucher and Derek White who can play their role too, but having another guy like Minot, who's probably one of the best athletes on the team, is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the minutes are going to be there. There's going to be an opportunity for him to get in there, be disruptive. Like, I think this team needs that too. Like, they are not going to be able to get away with just being an elite offensive machine that mathematically outperforms their opponent every game, right? Like, they're going to have to get in. Not to say that the last couple years the Celtics haven't had good defensive players. They certainly have, like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Tatum, Brown. I mean, you can go down the list. Everybody could defend. But they haven't really had, besides Holiday, like a player whose identity is like mostly defense. Like they haven't had a Marcus Smart type guy that's out there because he'll just die on the floor if you ask him to. And we don't know if that's going to be Josh Minot yet, but I think there's that potential for him to be just. So you mentioned O'Shea Brissett to me last time we talked about this. Sure. Like if he can shoot threes a little bit better than O'Shea, he might be more effective, but O'Shea was pretty decent in the minutes he would get, especially like in terms of being an energy guy. He would hit the glass hard, created extra possessions, had a decent moment in the conference finals against Indiana, had a good game too, where he was impactful. Like it's possible for players like that to impact high level games, and having like a cabinet full of different wings you can turn to on the bench gives Missoula an interesting thing to look at this year. So hopefully Minot can be a point of the equation there. Last thing I want to mention in terms of this is Chris Boucher, because I just keep forgetting. Just plain and simple, keep forgetting about him. Not in a bad way. It's just like
he's on the team.
He's in a weird spot where he might be the most experienced new guy. And I compared him to Amir Johnson when they signed him. I'm gonna stay with it. Think he's got the same career arc. Also could be that level of impactful for the Celtics. Like Amir Johnson was good in his 2 seasons here, shot threes at a surprisingly decent clip and was a decent rim protector, good length and everything like that, but wasn't a true 5. Like he didn't have the size to be somebody guarding the Embiids, the Jokic's. He's going to have to be like almost a roaming type defender.
I like Chris Boucher. I think he's an underrated piece simply because, like you said, people just kind of forget that he exists, and you focus so much on the young guys. You forget that they have this guy who was a proven veteran, defensive player, offensive player. Like he's a proven NBA player. He is a guy who can play in the NBA and has been playing in the NBA for a long time. And so I think he's going to play a lot of minutes for the Celtics team. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, which could lead for maybe a re-sign next season or for him to earn a contract elsewhere. But regardless, I think he'll help the Celtics this season a lot. As far as my final guy, I'm thinking up and down the roster, like who I think could be an intriguing piece. I don't know about Jordan Walsh. I do worry about just some of his franticness, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, mentally and just in general. I don't think any of the rookies are really going to play. I guess Walsh is kind of like the default answer that's left. I do also think Anthony Simons is going to be simultaneously better and not as good as everybody thinks. Like I think the people who think he is coming in is like, you remember the article of the front office players, like he could average more points than Jalen. People who legitimately think Anthony Simons is like the best player or on the Celtics, they're probably going to be disappointed a little bit, right? Because I don't think he's that. However, the people who are sitting here like discounting Anthony Simons, like whatever, like it doesn't matter. He's a really good basketball player. Like he is an incredible offensive talent. I think he could average 15 to 20 points a game, like without even thinking about it. I think he's gonna play a big role. Again, I still think off the bench, but even if he's starting, like I just think you'll have an extra shot creator on the roster, and having 4 guys who can create for themselves and others is not something a lot of teams in the Celtics projected range of standings can say. And so I think that's a good thing. But emails. A reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. We have one today from Mr. Philip Hart. Thank you, Philip. He says, Lucky Breaks 001. Fellas, I'm considering a new comic series that I'm calling Lucky Breaks. This is the first one. Cheers, Phil. Yeah, this is this rocks. Do I need to open it, or is it just one thing? As promised, the Celtics dramatically increased their pace, and then we see a bunch of players on the roster. A lot of Jalen's I see, which I can only assume is a product of AI or something. But
is it Jalen and a couple fans? Like Jalen brought a couple of his stream guys out to play for the Celtics too.
It could be. This is great though. I am very excited to see what this could turn into, Philip. Thank you for sharing, and please continue to share.
Why does the Raptors Anthony Simons look more like the Celtics Anthony Simons?
He's got the green 4.
Yeah,
he does. I don't know. Thank you, Philip. And if I opened that incorrectly, sorry, but I think that was just it. NBA section. Marcus Smart is projected to miss some time to start the season with the Lakers.
Yeah, I kind of want to joke about it being a real shame, but I mean, I don't root for injuries, especially somebody I like. But yeah, it sounds like he's dealing with Achilles tendinopathy, which is essentially, I think, like tendonitis type stuff. Not fun. Achilles, not a fun area to be injured with. JJ Redick told the media that he's been in a slow ramp up. He's been kind of like not really participating in training camp, but they expect him to be all right by next week. So I suppose he'll be fine to start the preseason or start the season, but maybe we'll miss some preseason time. But I put this on here because really weird seeing a lot of the former Celtics at other media days. Like Marcus, probably the weirdest one, pretty gut-wrenching to see him in the Lakers uniform, pulling the shirt and yelling into the camera and all this stuff that we all like. Speaking of like injured guys, Rob apparently hasn't been cleared for contact yet in Portland, but him and Drew Holiday being teammates is pretty funny considering that they were traded for each other. And then Drew and Dame were also traded for each other. So Drew's just teammates with 2 guys that he was traded for at one point or another. But seeing the like cool social media video where Drew and Rob are talking shit to each other on the Blazers Twitter was just like what could have been in Boston defensively. Would be really cool. Porzingis was in Atlanta, said he's fine, says he's not sick anymore, which just, I mean, how bad of luck was him getting sick? Like, it did not affect his Eurobasket. Doesn't seem like it's going to affect him in Atlanta, whichever you would like to run with on that. He was so good to end the season. Like, how did that happen? That's going to be one of those things that like I like keep with me for years. Just like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe how unlucky they had to get for him to get like completely hindered and taken out of the game from some random illness that he never had ever again. And also low-key probably lost some trade value because of.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I still don't know like how much value he would have had if he didn't get sick, just because like it's not like he had much value in any other trade he was ever traded in. So it's tough.
It's true.
But other than that, Marcus is weird to see in a Lakers uniform for sure. I think the worst one's going to be when Al shows up in a Warriors uniform.
I don't think so.
Maybe not worse than Marcus, but it's definitely going to be odd. My point is we've already seen I guess we've seen Al in other uniforms too in past years, but it doesn't feel
we saw him on the Sixers.
I know, but
it won't be
I'm
a
excited
jump scare
for
like
Al,
Marcus. Jimmy Butler, by the way, did have a fun Al Horford moment at Media Day. I'm assuming you saw this by your reaction, but
yeah,
the media was asking Jimmy about the addition of Al Horford, which was not official at the time. And Jimmy Butler was like, "Who are you talking about? I don't know anything about that." And just pretended not know who Al Horford was. One more thing about Marcus is it's pretty terrible hearing LeBron and Luka be excited about him because two of just the worst guys on the planet get to be happy. It's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Another thing, Kevin Durant says he's going to sign an extension with the Rockets that is basically set in stone, or I mean, I guess not technically, but he said like he was directly asked, "Are you going to sign an extension?" He goes, "Yeah, like I plan on it. I'll sign an extension." Brian Windhorst also chimed in and said, "I've talked with the Durant camp, and even beyond what Kevin said today, there's very good optimism that they're going to have a deal, but ain't a deal till it's a deal." The other things I would say about today, there's definitely been a bonding. I think they had a previous relationship, but there's definitely been a bonding between Jabari Smith Jr. and Durant. Definitely spending time working together. Durant has been very complimentary of Jabari. And the work in the offseason and his work in the offseason, there's definitely been a connection there. And frankly, they're looking forward to playing together. So Durant seems to be getting along with his new Rockets teammates.
Yeah, I remember going into the draft, there was a lot of KD comparisons for Jabari Smith, especially coming out of Auburn. He was more asked to be the guy than what he's been asked to do in Houston, which is basically just be ready to shoot the ball when he gets passed to. I love Durant, one of my favorite non-Celtic guys. I just think he's always entertaining. He has. Did you see the clip of him on whatever show he was on? He had just invited the host to the barbecue with him.
No. Kevin
Kevin
Adams.
Durant. Yeah, just notoriously single. Always looking, seeing what's going on.
What a guy.
But I'm really excited to see him play in Houston. He has a very interesting start to the season, considering that they're going to be at OKC for the banner ceremony. Just Silver in the schedule makers going to work, cooking that one up is going to be pretty fun to observe. And also, I'm pretty sure they're coming to Boston very early. I think early November they'll be at the Garden. So it'll be fun to see Durant there. I'll be rooting for him. I think Houston will be one of the teams I support in the season this year, as the Celtics aren't really expected to be competing. I'd like to see Durant get deep into the playoffs again. He's just so fun to watch. Just surgical playing basketball, the way he creates shots, not being on a dumpster fire Phoenix team where everybody seems to be miserable. Hopefully it doesn't blow up there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I put them as my second seed in the Western Conference. Adding Kevin Durant to a team that desperately needed a regular, scoring threat, you add arguably a top 5 scoring threat in NBA history who has been one of the most efficient scorers every season. Like, that's pretty good. You did a pretty good job adjusting or assessing the need that you kind of had to deal with this summer. So I think they're going to be a very good basketball team. I think Amen Thompson's going to be insane this year. I think Şengün is already proven that he is an incredible NBA player. I do think it's going to be tough for them without Fred VanVleet. I don't think it changes my opinion on them being one of the best teams in the NBA. I still think they're going to be that. But I do think now we're going to have to see how dumb or correct I was with the 2024 NBA draft with Reed Sheppard. So I think we'll see how I'm feeling. I stand on what I said.
Is this the biggest Jack year ever? Xavier Tillman going to have an opportunity and also Reed Sheppard?
Reed Sheppard. I still think Reed Sheppard's the best player in that draft class. I stand on that. I believe with that. I just don't think he had the chance to play. I think when we look back, maybe not best because Stephon Castle's really good. I think when we look back in 5 years, we're gonna be like, yeah, Reed. Like, I think there will be a legitimate case to call Reed Sheppard the best player in that draft class, and I'm gonna stand on that. I'm there. He just played under Ime, man. Pritchard played under Ime too. He's not the best in his draft class, but pretty damn good player. So we'll see. Okay, rat list. What do you got, Sam?
Anti-rat list is playoff baseball, and we won't talk about the game at nauseum last night, but it's just really cool that there's another game today. Like, I was working out this morning and I was thinking about, granted,
Thursday.
When your team wins, it doesn't matter as much, but like when you watch the Celtics in the playoffs and they lose a game, then you have to like sit on it for 48 hours. It's fucking terrible. But also, like, when they win, you just are like so excited to watch the next game. Well, with baseball, you literally wait less than 24 hours between the end of the last game and then the start of the next one. It's just nonstop. It's something to look forward to every single day. I would guess this is going to be interesting because this will come out after the game is concluded, maybe even the series. It feels like game 2 will be more of a offensive display, considering that it won't be two aces. I mean, Rodon is good for the Yankees, but Bayo's been inconsistent. He's been good against the Yankees.
He's been really good this year, though, in total. Like he put up great stats this season, but he has his
specifically against the Yankees, he was good too. So Jazz Chisholm was pissed after the game that he didn't start.
Sucks.
We would love to see morale low in the Bronx.
Yeah. Have you seen? I'll do my rat list. Are you familiar with the roll call guy?
No.
Oh my god, what a fucking loser! 1 sec, let me.
Yes.
I just hate the Yankees, and so I mean, like, whatever. Like,
I do know what you're talking about because I saw it in a video today. But go ahead.
He's like, I
who
hate
is
for the
this?
Yankees. This is a random fucking dude who sits in the bleachers of every Yankees game and leads chants for a section of Yankees fans where they scream out every player's names and chant the names until they get a reaction from the player and they like respond to it. And it's become like a tradition at Yankee Stadium. And my hate for the Yankees runs deep. Like if this happened at Fenway, it'd probably be like, oh, cool. Oh my god, it is the most cringe loser shit to watch ever. Like, look, I'm just gonna play it. And it makes me so happy to know that this guy left Yankee Stadium with a fucking L on his face. Watch this. Look at this fucking guy. And this is this is like a 30, maybe 40-year-old grown man.
Okay.
And then the
player
player
don't even react when he acknowledges them. Like they should do like a big like when he waves.
Dude,
this is lame.
It is so dumb. It's so lame. And look at this. Look at this. This is like all like look at this. Dude, it is so cringe.
Yeah, like maybe if this was like children.
It's not. Grown adults. They don't stop.
At least like do songs or something. Like be creative. Like do what they do in Europe and like sing different songs for each player.
Dude, look at how serious he takes. This is like his full-time fucking job.
Yeah, no. He looks like he would be pissed if there was somebody in the section that didn't do it.
It's so It's Jerry Crab. It's just a hard watch every time. Look at him.
He's got a cargo shorts on. He's like he's spread eagle across two different sets of bleachers.
All right, what do you say we get this roll call started?
It's so cringe.
I mean, we do Sweet Caroline, and then we have people that try and start the wave every inning. So, it's not much better up here.
It's much better. This is bad. Because at least it's not one dude starting the wave. Like, we don't have the wave guy, right? Like, we don't have one 40-year-old loser who tries to start the wave every game. Look at this guy. It's bad. It's tough. It's a tough one. And it makes it, like I said, it makes me really happy that he had to walk out of there after doing his dumb fucking chance for 3 innings to go around. They do the entire field. They do one for every player. And knowing that he left there with a fucking L makes me so happy.
It was really funny because, you know what? We can just talk about this game through the Rat List because Rat List, the ESPN broadcast, it was terrible. The sound was terrible.
Ridiculous.
Anytime the crowd would react, it was like a grenade went off on your TV, and it just sounded like an explosion, but not in like a fun crowd is excited way. It's like your microphones were not prepared for the amount of volume that the people there produced, so it just topped out, and it sounded really terrible. But also, Ratless the broadcast, because they kept showing that like pig roast sign for Crochet, like going around Yankee Stadium. And like, even when the Yankees were winning that game, like Crochet pitched great. Like he had given up one hit since the first two batters. That hit happened to be a home run, and he just sat down X amount of guys. I think he got up to 17, 18 in a row at one point, and they kept showing that fucking sign until Masataka hit the single. Like, all right, now I'm really going to just start complaining. Rattlers ESPN because they have Joe Buck, and they don't put him on these games. Joe Buck is maybe the best baseball dude for play-by-play that there is. He's awesome. Like, anytime Joe Buck is on a playoff game, like, it adds plus 10 aura. It's like the combination for the baseball playoffs is cold weather, long sleeves, jackets in the crowd, and Joe Buck. That is what will make it just peak viewing. Like, Joe Buck on that game yesterday would have been fantastic. Instead, you have I like Dave Cohn, but Ravitch I don't think is very good. And having to listen to him get excited when the Yankees did anything was annoying.
Dude, I can't express how fucking dumb it was that they were just they were just like, on their knees for the Yankees. Oh, it was so fucking annoying. It pissed me off. Bro, their third baseman overran a fly ball and had to readjust just to barely catch it. And they were like, oh my God, I can't believe how well he fucked up that fly ball. Guys,
yeah,
it should have been a routine fly ball. He fucked it up. And you guys are acting like he's the second coming of Christ. Calm the fuck down. Bro, Aaron Judge made one of the most routine fly ball catches. Like, Nathaniel Lowe hit one to the warning track. He backed up and caught it, and they acted like
I thought that ball was gone
over the wall. Me too. But they act like he was fucking Willie Mays in the outfield, diving, catching over his shoulder, like making the best catch they've ever seen in their life. Get a grip. Grow up. It was so fucking lame. There's nothing in sports that I hate more than the Yankees. And oh my God, they're such fucking losers. Like, they pay unfathomable amounts of money to put out a dog shit product every year. And even when they have their best season in decades, in so long, they fuck it up. Like, I hate the Dodgers too, but like when they won last year and Aaron Judge dropped that ball in the outfield, I was laughing. I was dying laughing. And last night, when these fucking morons couldn't stop getting in their own way, because why did every single pitcher the Yankees trotted out, Max Reed, Luke Weaver, look like sick? Like, they looked like ill, like actually sick with something wrong with them. Like, the dude Luke Weaver looked like he was late for his physics exam. Like, he looked like a child. Oh my God, it made me so happy that they lost last night. And I can't believe how much the broadcast was just like stroking the Yankees' ego. This
is fantastic. I love when you get upset, like, about things that aren't like upsetting, but like, like when you show like sports fan emotion, it
pissed me off.
Peak content, because it never happens anymore. Because I mean, you're just a professional now, which is like fine. Like, that's what this is. Like, it's your job to cover the team, like, and so on. And you don't really have these moments with basketball as much anymore. But when you get to have them with other things, it is so much fun to listen to, because I forget just how alike we are at times.
I hate the Yankees. I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate their fans. I think they're the biggest fucking losers ever. You see, are you familiar with Hogdale?
Yes, congratulations to Hogdale. I like when creators get rewarded for doing good work. Hogdale, if you don't know him, listeners, please. He does like a Twitch alt cast every game, like where he streams the Red Sox game and just kind of like calls and reacts to everything happening. And he went viral last night, and Barstool's going to fly him out to their New York headquarters to be in the gambling cave, or to be on their stream of game 2 and game 3 if game 3 happens. And I don't know, it's being like in this space, like, it's nice to see people that put in the work get recognized. And I think the Red Sox have a really great community of creators too, like just really good all around like content, enough to make me interested in the team without having Nesson to watch regular season games.
Who, the Red Sox?
Yeah, like the community is really good. Like, the Pot on Lansdowne guys like do a great job. They're hilarious on Twitter. They do a good podcast. But yeah, shout out to Hogdale. He's just everywhere.
Listen to this. I need people to listen to this. Like,
sound on.
Sound on.
I feel like my fucking heart's gonna explode.
It gets loud. Sorry.
2-2 pitch from Chapman.
Good
Swung
voice.
on and missed. He fucking strikes him out. He gets out of it, and the Sox win game 1. They win game 1. The Yankees choke it. Chapman escapes. They win it 3-1. Suck my fucking dick. Eat shit.
Hogdale
Let's
lives
go.
inside of
Oh,
Jack
my fucking-
for baseball. Like, this is how Jack felt on the inside.
Oh, dude. This is them talking about it. They're like, he calls 162 games a year to himself in his basement. Like, the
Yeah.
dedication is incredible. I respect it. It's awesome. Shout out Hogdale,
Deserved.
man. Deserved.
I see, I see clips of different things throughout the baseball season all the time. Like, it was really cool when Jared Krabs did a segment with Hogdale early in the summer. I was like, that's awesome. This guy works hard. So good for
Yeah.
him. Anti-Ratlist was Narvaez just walking every time and like doing a bat flip every time he'd walk.
Danny and my roommate Brian bet Navarez to get a hit. And so every bat,
Oh,
You're
they
just
must have
like,
been pissed.
it was very funny. It was very funny because every time they're like, "How the fuck are we supposed to know he was gonna walk 3 times?"
I kind of think if it goes to game 3, we should have to do a stream.
Oh man,
I don't think anybody would actually watch it. And
Ugh.
it would also like take away from the social aspect of it and make it not as
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I don't want to be sitting just in my room alone watching it. Oh man, that was. Oh, shout out the Red Sox, man. Shout out the Red Sox. They're awesome. Yoshida rocks. We were just when that happened, we were just like, who needs Otani? We got Otani at home. And then the Dodgers came on after, and we're like, when did Yoshida go there? Because he just pimped. Bro, the Dodgers, Shohei just pimped one. Dead fucking
They did.
right center, open to the game. Man. Only other rat list outside of the Red Sox. So the WNBA had game 5 last night for your Aces. The refs just fucked it up at the end. It was so annoying, man. They had one play at the end of the game. Aaliyah Boston's like one of the best players in the Fever. And she goes up for a rebound against, I think it was, I forget who it was. I forget if it was Chelsea Gray or not Jewel Lloyd. Regardless, she goes up for a rebound against a guard, and obviously she bodies the guard because she's the center, and they call a foul on her because the guard fell down, and it was her 6th foul. And the game went to overtime, so they just were without their 2 best players because Kelsey Mitchell got hurt.
And this is their game 7 because they only play
Yes.
5 games.
Yes.
Just for the listeners' context.
It was so whack. It was a terrible foul call. They called like 2 other bullshit fouls on her too. I need to find the fouls to watch because they were really bad, man. It was so disappointing because like it was such a good game. And they ruined it with fucking foul calls, man. It was so lame. Yeah, here, look at this. This is the closing minutes of a game, effectively 7 for the listeners. And they called this the final foul on Aaliyah Boston. Look, so they're gonna miss this layup, miss the floater. She goes in to get it.
Did they call this
What?
a shooting foul or did they call it just a loose ball foul?
On loose ball foul.
Okay.
Come on, dude. Dude, she's the
Yeah.
she's the center. Of course she's gonna body her. Like, what do you mean? Bad. Really, really bad. I'm trying to find the other one. Like, I want to see because there were some more too that were like, what are we doing? Why are we calling that a foul?
Jack,
I
do you
wanna see
care
if
to
I can find 'em.
explain what has been going on with the WNBA players getting mad at the commissioner, or do you not know enough to speak on it?
I mean, I can speak a little bit. Like, so first and foremost, Alyssa Thomas got a steal on Nafisa Collier a few games ago, and she got it was like the Drew Holiday steal at the end of the Pacers series where you like
Okay.
cut him off, and then but
Picture painted.
after she got the steal, after she tipped the ball away, Nafisa Collier ran into they went knee to knee, and Nafisa Collier sprained her ankle bad, like out for the season, even if they had won the game bad. Like it was bad. And Nafisa Collier famously throughout the years has been poorly officiated, to a degree, right? Like they just don't really call fouls against her. Like
She's the
people are very
she's the Jason Tatum.
people are very she's the Giannis. Like people complain about Giannis.
Okay.
Giannis gets beat the fuck up every night.
Okay.
Like and doesn't really get enough foul calls. And that happened in the finals last year. Happened this year too. Even though this specific one I don't think was actually a foul, but after the game, Cheryl Reeve, who has a history of complaining and making her thoughts very clear, went on a tirade. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like,
That
this
I
was an
saw.
unfair
Yep.
fight. Blah, blah. They suspended her for the next game.
Mm.
Like, they suspended her from a playoff game. The Lynx eventually lost because they were down their best player and another player. I think TJ Carrington was hurt too. And so after the series yesterday, Niffy's Collier went up to the podium with a piece of paper and basically said, like, we have the best players in the league. We have the best, one of the best leagues in the world, but we have the worst leadership on the planet. Like, our leadership is fucking terrible. This is bullshit. I've had meetings with Kathy Engelbert, who is the commissioner of the Adam Silver. And the one thing she pointed out was like Kathy told like Caitlin Clark wouldn't have any of her sponsorships without the WNBA, which is just like the most absurd fucking statement. You like on like
She had sponsorships
ridiculous.
before she was in the WNBA. She has
Exactly.
State Farm commercials of her in her Iowa uniform. She
And
didn't
then
need the WNBA at all.
The WNBA came out and was like, "We're disappointed to hear this." Blah blah blah. It's a whole fucking thing. And so there's just been a lot of complaints. The WNBA players are probably going to go on strike at some point soon because they already had stuff this season about like fair pay and fair everything. And so it's been a mess. Again, I am not nearly educated enough to speak on it any further. I just have a pretty general knowledge.
I think that was a good presentation.
Of what's been going on, but yeah, people aren't too happy, and it's not great.
Rat List is and this can be the last thing unless you have anything. Rat List is Saturday's college football slate. Specifically, we have Texas versus Florida, which going into the season, you would have looked at October 4th and been like, wow, what a game this will be. But in fact, Arch versus DJ Lagway is going to just be a fucking ass off. These guys have both been horrible. Arch hasn't really played that well, even against bad teams. DJ Lagway has been one of the reasons why Florida's been so lackluster. Their defense has actually been good. If you'd like to bet this game, Jack, I would say bet over interceptions. It's happening. A lot of mismatched passer receiver combinations going to happen.
Yeah, I don't really follow college football much. I follow it in the context of I have draft picks I need to make in my fantasy football dynasty league, and all I know is that I should sell my 26 first for 27 first. That is all I know about college football because there's not much coming out this year, but I would like Jeremiah Smith on my team. So
Jeremiah Smith is an athletic freak. Continues to just do something crazy every week.
I know 27 has Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, and that's enough to get me interested.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there's good, defensive players and stuff coming out, but Lenora Sellers hasn't looked as good.
That does nothing for me.
Nussmeier hasn't looked good. Allard was awful against Oregon last week.
I watched that game.
That was a great game. If you're a Penn State fan, they built you up to fucking bring you down. Down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, battle all the way back. Mind you, mostly they had one drive where they aired it out, but it was mostly off of college football 25 offense where you just run the jet touch pass and run all over the defense that way. And then they go into overtime, they get a score, they get Oregon to 4th down with a chance to end the game. They give up a score on the ensuing possession, and then they throw a pick immediately. Just poor Penn State. They can never win the big game at home. The whiteout is meant to be the hype, event.
One play after Oregon, they picked off Oregon on 2-point conversion. They got picked off.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about this. They never do it. Not wearing white for your whiteout game, you deserve to lose. That's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it is a little weird, isn't it?
I get it. They're it's maybe Oregon's gonna lose their players because they'll get mixed up in the crowd. It's stupid. It's dumb. You don't. It's the whiteout game. Wear whites. That's the whole fucking point. What are you doing? Of
Meanwhile,
course, Oregon won
was
the
in
game.
white.
They wore white for the whiteout. No shit, they won.
It was almost really bad for Oregon because the head coach Dan Lanning did like the Undertaker throat slash after they went up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and it got caught on camera. And Oregon melted from that point on, but they held on to win. Awesome game though, really fun. Like 2 games to end the Saturday slate: Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Penn State. Both kind of delivered. Made some money on Alabama, didn't make money on Penn State, but
There you go.
Unbelievable betting weekend. Well, I think I lost like one bet of like, so I got a bunch of free bets because I wasn't home, and I like in Rhode Island we only have the one sports book we can use, but because I was not here, I got to use like FanDuel and DraftKings and all that, and I got all of the new member benefits where they just give you a bunch of money to play with.
They legalized it in Rhode Island.
No, they didn't. It was because I wasn't home. I went down to Philly. So I was in Pennsylvania watching these games, and I was just getting like all my free bets, and I used them all on the late slate. So even though I didn't have a great late slate, unbelievable early slate, unbelievable Friday slate came up.
That was good.
Nicely.
Good. Hell yeah.
Can eat this week.
All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all that same. Take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps up the morning after each game, and other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the 2 of us streaming on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So if you just want those, go ahead, follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big shout out to Philip, one of the OGs, hitting the email inbox today. Be like Philip. Send in your thoughts heading into the preseason, which will start next week. A week from today, we have our first game to cover. Ooh-wee. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter, Jack's Money NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.